talked about it.
Some of the Israelis freed from captivity, joining a large rally in Tel Aviv.
You got Barry. You got a good week of a good month of December. You got Barry Sanders coming on. Not the running back. Retired too. Probably the greatest running back, I think, one of them.
In Paris, the Interior Ministry says one person, a German
Catherine Waldrop coming on the 7th. She's the one who owns Joyful Scoops.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I can go for a Joyful Scoop right now.
Yeah, but she's gonna close though.
Permanently?
No, until they gotta have
like
a
freights.
No, they close full time in end of October. Then they had a pop up week around Thanksgiving. And
They'll have another pop up week.
I think it's obviously Middleboro.
Right on 105.
At least 4 people killed.
Yeah,
and then
Freights and Taunton does that. They close down about from the end of October to like maybe late February, early March.
Yeah, and then they might pop up around Valentine's Day, and then
Residents in the southern Philippines.
This is her first year in business, so she's feeling it out.
What's it called again?
Joyful Scoops.
The Joyful Scoops. Yeah. Maybe I'll bring ice cream in the studio with it.
She's been on twice already, believe it or not.
And people running for their lives.
We got her on
triggering a tsunami warning, but the threat is now over.
And then we got her on.
You
know.
It's fun. It's really. I wish my daughter would have joined me. This is a fun time.
Well, she got vacation coming up.
She does. We're going to Texas to see my son. When is January 1st or whatever? I know last year I came on New Year's Day. What a way to start the New Year. That was my first time being on a New Year. It was New Year's Day last year because it fell on. New Year's Day fell on a Sunday. It fell on a Sunday. I like how you guys keep going. You know, you don't stop for these holidays.
No, I mean, it's a Sunday. We're here.
Do you do Easter?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've done every Easter.
January 6th, I believe, is the.
No, January 6th. I can't come.
So you going away that week?
No, I'll be back. I'm going away the 22nd to the 29th.
What days? Does that cover Thursday? Because he has his Thursday show, and if you guys are around on Thursday.
Yeah, I'd love to be in. I want Linda, who's the new president. She's got a lot going on right now, but I started to plant the seeds of her coming on. She's very timid though, so I don't. But you never know how someone will perform. But she's very reserved.
Pope Francis's health is improving, but that he will stay indoors.
I wanted to show you guys something.
So when are you going? You going
from December 22nd until the 29th. We're back late on the 29th, so I'll be back here on really the 29th late.
The 22nd's on a Friday.
Yeah, we're flying on that Friday.
Are you off on that on the 21st? Or you got school?
My schedule has so much flexibility, John, that I can do anything.
Because if your daughter's available too, bring your daughter in on the 21st for his Thursday show.
You guys coming here? Is the same place?
I won't be here.
No, but he does it.
I'll be here.
He'll be here.
I can't commit her because she might have finals. Because Thursdays are a big day. She goes right up to the 22nd. She has finals.
Oh, does she? All right.
And then she's out. I'll try to get her to come on the 1st.
Whatever, even sometime in January or maybe I don't know.
You know, Thursday might be better. You're right because she's not a morning person. Because she's off. Then she's off from the 22nd until the day after, 2 days after Columbus Day, 2 days after Martin Luther King holiday.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Bridgewater's got a nice like 3.5.
Yeah, you should get her in here. I think. You know.
I'd love to. I'd love to get my son in here too, but he could call in, couldn't he, from Texas sometime?
Yeah.
I believe that if you endorse me, I could win.
Now the Iowa caucus is coming up in about 6 weeks. Former President Trump leading in all recent polls.
Today is the 3rd of December.
My wife is just trying to think when we gave out our.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with
30-second ad there.
Plus, they may
30
be
seconds
covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test
I wanted to see before you go on if this is the veteran when we were passing out over 400 meals on Thanksgiving. This was the veterans, the guy for the town of Middleboro. You would be able to tell me whether or not this is something that I did an interview with him, a Johnny on the spot interview. But I don't know if it will transition on radio. You would know much better than me.
Opinions expressed on this program are
I'll
those
do
of the
a
host that
break.
do not express the views of WVDF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro news, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
Turn that up. Can hear it.
Well, I have to turn it down now because we're on the air. And welcome to Middleboro In Review. I am Joey Driscoll, and I am joined, as always, by Don.
Good morning.
Good Sunday. Good. Now I'm gonna say this. Good college football selection Sunday, Don. We got our college football playoff selection day today. Noon time on ESPN. You'll be able to find out who, when it comes to the 4 teams, who will play for a national championship. And the championship games, the conference championship games, were very interesting. Bama knocked off Georgia, which that might be a huge thing. That could eliminate Georgia from it. I don't know. But there's a lot of talk about Alabama trying to make their case that they are college football playoff material. But that's a big case to make. And I think they've made it. We'll see. We'll see today. But we also are joined by Chuck Hart this morning. Good morning, Chuck.
Always good to be back, Don and Joey. So good to be here. Thank you for the privilege and honor of having me be with you today.
It's great having another Chuck sighting, which is pretty good.
Some of my friends, when I disappear, they say "Chuck alert, when they see me coming.
Well, it's good because you are representative of, St. Vincent de Paul Food Pantry. And it's good to have a representative in here to tell us what's going on, because we've done, we've done a lot as far as bringing out the word and to have you come in.
And we truly appreciate that, Don. Not to cut you off, but that's getting the message out of hope, because it's a message of hope, and
right.
And this time of year is really about hope.
Yeah, it's Christmas is perfect time, and whatnot. So. Joey?
Okay, our weather today. Let's start with Driscoll, North Dakota, because I believe it's the coldest. We'll start with the coldest and go up to the warmest. We'll do it that way today. 19 degrees in Driscoll, North Dakota. Sunny skies when the sun does arise in Driscoll, North Dakota. I'm sure it's not up yet.
No, not yet.
41 degrees for the high today. 18 for the low this evening. Snow in the forecast. In Driscoll, North Dakota tomorrow. There's snow in the forecast here. We'll get to that. But there's snow in the forecast here. But the next coldest, or next warmest, is Taunton. 44 degrees, cloudy skies, a high of 48 today, a low of 40, rain throughout the day. Now there's a parade that's supposed to take place today. I don't know any information on any updates on that as of right now. We'll probably know by later on this morning.
What, they got a website, right?
Yeah, they'll probably post it on the website.
Keep an eye. We plan on going, I think. Just keep an eye on it because it could get canceled.
Because it is raining. It was raining in Middleboro when we left.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends. I mean, I'm sure they haven't made their decision yet.
If you love parades, have you ever been? It's an incredible experience. There's some really great marching bands. With my kids, we lived in Taunton for 18 years, so it's a great parade. A lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of love, they're probably doing charitable things, maybe collecting cans or coats, but if you have a chance, and we were talking about the weather not cooperating, but it's a good take. It's a really good take.
And yesterday they had the
lights on.
Lights on yesterday,
I assume that was a real success. It's getting bigger.
Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger every year. And the green, when I came here this morning, Don and Joe, I drove purposely another way to come in from Dayton so I could see the green, but the lights weren't on. But it looks nice. And Christmas City, I mean the Silver City, the Christmas City. So they do a lot of great things.
You know what's funny? I was in Quincy. I work in Quincy, and I drove right Quincy Center. They're huge too now. They put up more lights than I've ever seen. I grew up in Quincy.
We won't hold that against you.
Thank you.
All right, third warmest. It is Middleboro, 45 degrees with rain. A high of 48 today, rain throughout the day. 54 tomorrow with a low of 33 and sunny skies. And the warmest temperatures today is in Driscoll, Texas, a high of 48 degrees with a low of a current temperature of 48 with a high of 75 and a low of 48. There we go. And cloudy skies throughout the day. Sunny right now. Well, if the sun was out, it's not out. 75 degrees tomorrow. So it's going to be mostly into the mid and upper 70s. You could see 80 on Friday. 80 in Texas. So that should be interesting on Friday. Some nice weather in early December.
Joey, I'm going to Texas for a week. I'm going to find Driscoll, Texas. That's my goal. Seriously, and I'm going to call you or text you from Driscoll, Texas. If I can find it. Where is it? Is it anywhere near? Because my son lives in Colleen, so is it anywhere near Austin or? I'm going to Google it. I'm on a mission.
I think it's
outskirts of Corpus Christi, correct?
Galveston, I believe.
Galveston, yeah.
It's probably 6 hours away from where I'm supposed to be, but I'm going to go on a mission. I feel like I need to
You
go
gonna
there.
call us?
Yes, I am. I'm
You
going
gonna be there on a Sunday? You gonna call us from Driscoll, Texas?
If the spirit moves me, I'm going to do that. I would call you from Driscoll, Texas. There could be a 2-hour difference. My son's an hour difference where he lives in Texas because they must have 3 time zones in Texas or 2. And at any rate, he's an hour behind me. So I'm on a mission to find Driscoll, Texas. I really am.
All right, I'd be more impressed if you went to North Dakota, but.
So, the last time we talked to you, Chuck, it was a couple of weeks before Thanksgiving. You had the Thanksgiving meals. How did that go?
Incredible. We packaged. We put. People have to see this. I can't do it. I couldn't even explain to you. It's like going into Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. They have this like a system where they put things together. Every person got a turkey and all the trimmings. And watching the people put those together, the volunteers, in the assembly line fashion, it's like unbelievable to me. It's like mind-boggling. And to them, they do it every year, so it's not a big thing. But this is the second time I've been involved. And so the assembly is the day before, and then we pass them out the next day. And they get people in and out. The people stay in their cars. We bring it over. We had over about, I think we had close to like 350 individual people that came through that line. Incredible, incredible. Some of them were getting for other people, the shut-ins, people that can't get out. They had an entire veterans. They had a separate line for veterans, and I had the privilege of going up to all the cars, and the cars were lined up all the way from Oak Street, all the way down to, I can't even think the name of the street, but all the way and wrapped around. I mean, hundreds of cars, and to see the people all fill, and you see young people, old people, middle-aged people, just all of them, all coming and appreciating gratitude for what St. Vincent de Paul did for them. So, and we're also doing it for Christmas, and that's coming up too. But the Thanksgiving to me was A plus. For the people that came and to the people that got all that food out, it's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And what does St. Vincent de Paul have going for Christmas?
The same thing. You can go into the pantry and. They'll have I don't know if it's a ham, it might be ham and all the trimmings. So it's the same thing. They will have the same type of assembly thing, Joey and Dom, where they'll put them all together and then they'll get them out the next day. People don't have to leave their cars. They just come in and we bring it right over to them. They can either pop their trunk or their back seat.
So that would be, a couple days before Christmas.
Yeah.
So whatever Saturday or what day would that be?
It would be, I might have to apologize because I was just on the website and I'm not sure the exact dates and they don't have it posted on the website.
Most likely be on a Saturday, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, they did the Thanksgiving Day one on a Tuesday.
Oh, a couple, yeah. So, yeah.
So it could be. It depends when Christmas falls.
Well, Christmas is on a Monday, so it most likely will be on a Saturday. Saturday's the 23rd, Sunday's the 24th, and then Christmas just Monday's the 25th.
That makes sense. So if you're in need of help, please reach out to St. Vincent de Paul because we're there to help, and we do a lot of other. And I'd like to do this now. So you can call it 508-947-1717. Again, 508-947-1717.
That number again, Chuck.
That number again, John and Joey, is 508-947-1717.
Okay, well,
and the email address, if you ever wanted the email, is SVD.
You got to practice that number.
Yeah, just stick with the number. I don't want to distract.
No, you just
508-947-1717.
Homework assignment.
1717. That was a great year. 1717.
Well, that's your homework assignment. You just stand in front of the mirror and say that number. And then you need your phone next month when you come. You coming next month, right?
Absolutely. I wouldn't miss this for the world, God willing. And hopefully I'll be calling you from Texas, from Driscoll, Texas. I'm finding Driscoll, Texas. I told you my cousin's, my cousin's mother, my aunt was a Driscoll.
Really?
Yeah. and they're from Somerville, Mass. He's passed away, may she rest in peace, but the Driscoll's from Somerville, Mass.
I want to ask you about the HE assistance for St. Vincent de Paul. Is that robust? Is that something that?
Yeah, there's funds there, so the same thing. If you're having an issue, we can always help you, or we can certainly lead you in the right direction. So same thing. If you need fuel assistance, please call 508-947-1717. Again, 508-947-1717.
And I was told by Ray and David Cunningham that when we had him on before, in the past, that it's not just heating oil. They help you with the electric bill.
Yeah, electric bills, propane.
Anything that goes with
we've helped people navigate the complexities of landlords trying to terminate their rights and get them out. We've helped people with back rent. There's a lot of services that are offered, and that's why donations are so important, because it's all donation based. So to those people that are very generous, we appreciate all that generosity. Because we have to fundraise and raise money to be able to support the community, and we support not only Middleboro but Carver and Lakeville. I'm trying to read the name of it. Carver, Lakeville, and Rochester, I believe, and of course Middleboro. So we're there to help.
Right. No, it's pretty complex because I remember talking to Dave about a few things, and it's just there's some stuff that they can't get really too involved with. As far as a few things like I don't know, it has to be pretty much straightforward. All the donation and everything, and a lot of people want to help, but there's some stuff that even you guys can't accept.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to be. It has to be new. It can't be used.
It's as far as like donations like that. It's really. I think new or gently used, they say.
Right.
I think it's a term. And I always say my students help volunteer all the time. So when we're going through things, I'm like, would you want to give that to your son or daughter?
Right.
Or would you want your son or daughter to wear that jacket?
Well, you see it all the time, too. And it's just, people want to give away stuff. It should be relatively new. It should be not your old 1974 TV that no one uses, because you go by all those bin boxes, and then people just bring their rubbish that people wouldn't want, and it's just like they go in there with saying, oh, I'm donating this, but it's all garbage.
That's one of the things that steams my onions. That when you go by those vents and there's like when
it's
you
rubbish.
Go by the mortgage memorial, it's like all rubbish. And I mean, one man's trash is another man's treasure. But just I think the standard should be the standard of the industry.
I have off air. I got a story to tell you about that. But I'm not going to say anything on the air because.
But I think, Tom, would you want, or Joe, would you want your son to have that, or your daughter, or your parents?
No, I mean
that should be your standard. That should be the measure.
There should be a standard.
Yeah.
I mean, I just to get rid of your rubbish, because you don't have to pay to get rid of it. You got to go to one of those donate boxes and drop all your rubbish off. I mean, stuff that people wouldn't fit, rip jeans, rip this, rip that, sneakers with holes in them. Oh, someone might want those. Nobody wants those.
There's a place in Easton called My Brother's Keeper, and they take a lot of furniture. They have very high standards. They'll come out to your home.
Actually, Catherine was telling us about that a couple weeks when she was on, and she said they were really good.
Very high standards.
Yeah, when she comes back on, I'm going to have her talk more about that. They started with the furniture out of Brockton, I think.
I believe so. And they'll come to your home and they'll tell you whether or not they think it's. Imagine that, so that they're not going to. They'll come to your home and they'll look and they'll say, "Yes, that'll be great. This will be great. This won't be so great." So.
Well, it's just like I'm in the removal business. I do cleanouts, and 90% of the furniture I bust up in the house because it's just so heavy. You got to have, how many back operations do you need in life? And you have something that, that's good. I mean, but who are you going to get down and take it down the 3 flights of stairs and to put it in a car, put it in a vehicle, and strap it down, and then take it back up another 3 flights. It doesn't happen like that anymore. People got to be careful of their health. They got to be careful of their backs. Yeah. It's not like the old days where you just, you can take this old cabinet entertainment section that's on the 4th floor of the brownstone, and you can have it.
Throw it right over the side.
But don't scratch anything coming down the circular stairs in the back. Don't do that. Be careful my doors. You have to pay for it. And then we'll put on the vehicle, and then the person who wants it lives on the 6th story brownstone, no elevator. So it's just, how ridiculous can it get? I mean, I've seen it all. I've been down that rabbit hole.
Open phone lines, 508-822-1106.
I've been down that rabbit hole, and I fell for that so many times, and I can't be too smart sometimes, because I have a given heart. I have a generous soul. And sometimes I've gotten taken advantage of a lot of times, especially on a pickup truck.
Yeah. Speaking of that, can I use you? It's not only thing. I just want to say one thing.
Keys. You're on your own.
St. Vincent de Paul is like evolving. We're always trying to be the better version of ourselves, the best version of ourselves.
Yes.
And we do a lot of services. Like, we offer free financial planning. We're not going to budgeting. We're not going to. This is not a promo for some financial advisor, but we will help you to do budgets. We will help you find work. We're really into that. If you can, then we'd love to help you be able to find a job. So there's so many things that go on there that people don't know about. But if you're looking for employment, come down. We'll work. We'll try to find something with you and for you. And if you're having trouble with finances and budgeting money is one thing, we have an excellent, exceptional gentleman that's willing, free of charge. He's in the industry. And again, this is not a promo for his financial business at all. He just wants to help people do budgets, to learn how to. I don't know if you guys know Dave Ramsey, but he's very big into budgets and things like that. He's not, but that's like a big thing, is so people can budget their money, so they can be more, make maybe better choices, the best choices possible around money. So we do all types of things like that. There's coat drives. There's just so much more than just a food pantry. Because if you think about it, we're offering fuel assistance. We're offering. I know at the times they've even helped people with cars. If people are having issues with their cars and they can't get to work, it's not a free for all. It's a very there are certain restrictions that need to be met. You need to. They will ask for some personal information regarding your finances, which I think is fair and reasonable, because that's what it's all about. Is we need to make sure that I don't like to use the word vetting people out, because that's not fair. Because we would never turn somebody away. But there's certain guidelines, federal guidelines, that need to be.
Oh, I've seen it in the oil business. I've delivered to a house that's got to be worth north of $1 million, and they got fuel assistance.
Yeah.
That was you that came to my house?
Yeah.
All right, we gotta.
I dropped the 12 gallons. Now I got to go to Pennsylvania. My buddy's waiting for me to drop another 13 gallons. He's been calling me all day. So I gotta go give him his 13 gallons. I gotta do it before the end of the year. He hasn't stopped calling me. He keeps calling and calling, looking for his 13 gallons. Okay, we'll get you 13 gallons, Billy. All right.
All right, we're going to take our first commercial break. When we come back, we'll have our Today in Histories. We'll have a couple of little PSAs to talk about. We'll have our sports to talk about. Exciting week in MIA.
Yeah,
football.
I think people are going to really want to hear that. I mean, those games. You watched all those games, too.
I watched pretty much all the games.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, and by the way, we were in your hometown yesterday.
You were in Swampscott.
We'll talk about we come out.
You know Carol Brady from the Brady Bunch is from Swampscott. She had a lisp when Cindy had a lisp. That was
Florence Henderson?
Yes. Actually, Florence Henderson played Mrs. Brady. So when Cindy had a lisp, at the end of the show, Mike Brady said, "Did you really have a lisp?" And she said, "Yes." And I had it very hard because I grew up in Swampscott, Massachusetts.
Oh, Cindy had it.
Yes.
Cindy, that was Susan Olsen.
Yes, Susan Olsen had a lisp on one of the episodes, and Carol Brady said she had one, but she said at the end of the show, we couldn't show it because of copyright rules. I couldn't probably show that.
Yeah.
But she says, I had a very hard Mr. Mike. She said, "I am from Swampscott, Massachusetts."
Wow.
All right.
What's that got in there?
Let's take our commercial break now. And we'll be right back here on Middleboro In Review on 1530 AM, 99.7 FM.
Can we talk now? I don't know if this. Tell me if this would. I don't know if this would translate over. But this is.
We're live at St. Vincent de Paul. This is Steve Allen. This is. Do you want to be on or not? You don't have to. Okay. These are beautiful souls, beautiful people. Just so you can know my context, my son. son is currently stationed in Fort Cavazos, Texas.
Maybe you can send that to my email and
Yeah.
I'll play it. I'll play it that way.
You got his email?
No, I do have your email. But
Yeah.
Can you resend it to me just so I make sure? Because my brain is scattered.
Well, you can. He's doing
I can't. I think I've
No, but when you're done, just maybe later in the day.
Yeah. And we'll
Or
play
you want
it.
to forward to it now? You want to do it yourself, Joey?
Well, you can. He's doing the Facebook.
Oh, okay.
You can do it. I mean.
Yeah, we can just play it. We can play it next week.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll play it
Okay.
next week.
Because they really go into how they help. And
I attended the dinner.
they had a great dinner for veterans.
Why can we just play this like this?
No, it's not gonna sound good. I want to make sure it sounds good.
Well, it's good to send. Yeah, might as well play it today. We'll figure out how to get his emails. I got my phone.
Okay.
It's only like two. It's like I think it's 2 minutes.
You want to send me to my phone?
Yeah, yeah, you do it right now.
I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, all you gotta do is put your number in right up there.
It's not email. It's
Oh, that's a text.
Yeah.
I don't know how to send it. Wait a minute. Joe, give me. You want to send it through email?
Yeah. Sending that through an email and I can play it.
Do you have Gmail or see? This is where you might have a skill set to do this.
I have Gmail.
All right, so
but you can't retrieve it because you're using your phone as Facebook.
No, I can retrieve. I have my email up right here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Send it to.
Joey, oops, the file you are trying to share exceeded the attachment limit. Is
Oh
that,
boy. Yeah, that might be a problem.
maybe we can just wait until next week.
Yeah.
I'd like you to hear it first to make
Actually,
sure.
yeah.
maybe next month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, next month.
All right.
Good nice follow up to that.
Yeah, no, just we'll get that to him by next month when we come.
Yeah.
As long as that's still
Play.
relative.
Yeah.
Relative,
Yeah.
we'll still do it then.
He seems like a really good guy,
January
the
6th,
Veterans Administrative
first
Retirement.
Let me just double check that. First Sunday. Well,
The name of that ice cream place is
Joyful Scoops.
They run on 105 on Thompson Street.
Hi, this is Martha.
What's the date, Joe?
Your host for Medicare.
What?
Martha.
The next.
well. Look at that rating of 4.9. That's awesome. The review 4.9.
Yeah, they go there.
The next month's first Sunday of the month.
Yeah.
January 6th.
Now you should take that day off. I mean, that's a federal holiday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's January 6th. You make it back.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So the 30th is the playoff for Danny, right?
Yeah.
If we want to call him.
I mean the 31st. You mean the 31st of January? Damn it. The 31st of December
Is
is a Sunday.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll call Danny next Friday.
Yeah. Just ask him if
Danny Zuko?
he'll do that.
Danny Harmon, he does the rail videos. He does
Look at that cat. That's right there. Joyful Scoops updated their cover photo.
Yeah, no, they're good. The
Yeah.
lady's so nice.
Oh, you were right. The December pop-up week, which is going to be the 17th to the 23rd.
Yeah, she's coming on 17th. Talk about that.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and 0. And we're back. So I turned the music down. There we go. It is 7:30 on the money. 7:30 a.m.
We're doing pretty good. The commercials, we're on the money. We're not running behind schedule. We got all of St. Vincent. And at the end, we definitely want a recap on what's going on and that number.
Yeah,
You can't use your
exactly.
I have
Yes.
used my phone. I know it's 1770. Oh, 508-947.
Yeah, use your phone.
No, 508-947-1717. I think I just did it.
Okay.
508-947. 508-947-1717.
Double check that. Make sure.
All right.
You sure that's the number?
Our today in histories. Let's do these early. Get these out of the way so we're not doing them at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, 100 miles an hour. Yeah.
Like we did last week.
Oh boy, that was good though.
It was good. Yes, it was.
You could be
But
one
I
of
wanted
those.
to
You
try
could
to
be
do
one
it
of
early.
those readers who do the fine, at the end of commercials like that. You know, when you hear commercials.
Yeah, the
and
fine
then-
print.
The fine print.
Exactly, yeah.
You're supposed to get all that.
All right.
I thought I was at an auction actually when I was listening last week. You could be good at an auctioneer too.
No.
Here's a very important today in history. 1800, December 3rd, 1800, United States presidential election. The Electoral College casts votes for president and vice president. That results in a tie between Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr. Adams had narrowly defeated Jefferson in 1796. Under the rules of the electoral system in place before the 1804 ratification of the 12th Amendment, each member of the Electoral College casts 2 votes with no distinction made between electoral votes for president and electoral votes for vice president. As Jefferson received the second most votes in 1796, he was elected vice president. His president, the president at the time, John Adams. They didn't like each other at all.
They died on the same day. You know?
That was a big issue.
They died on the same day.
Yeah, they did. That was a big issue between the two, John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. They were,
you know when they died?
Political differences.
You know when they died?
What?
You know when Thomas Jefferson and John Adams died?
1826.
Right. What day?
July 4th.
July 4th?
Yeah.
50 years.
Yeah, so 1796's result was a big reason why the 1804 ratification of the 12th Amendment took place. To avoid that, the original system allowed for the 1796 and 1800 presidential elections to elect a president and vice president who were political opponents, which again, like I said, John Adams and Thomas Jefferson were political opponents. They didn't like each other at all, politically. Constantly acting at cross purposes. This spurred legislators to amend the presidential election process to require each member of the Electoral College to cast 1 electoral vote for president and 1 for vice president. So, this is a pretty big deal, this 1800 election. 1989, there we go. 1989, in a meeting off the coast of Malta, U.S. President George H.W. Bush and Soviet General Secretary Mikhail Gorbachev released statements indicating that the Cold War between NATO and the Warsaw Pact may be coming to an end. All right, so our 2 today in histories. Don, your thoughts?
Well, as far as the Young Republic, 1800, it just goes to show all the mechanisms even worked back then when our country was so fragile. So anybody who thinks the mechanisms aren't working today, they do. Okay, and we have to go through all the motions, and everyone says, "Oh, we're so divided. We're so," politics is a nasty business. It's always been a nasty business.
Very nasty.
And the thing about that is, it's always been that way, and we've always stuck together, because when it comes down to the end of it, we'll all stick together. You can take that to the bank. That's the Cowboys, the Hippies, the Rebels, and the Yanks. Okay?
Yeah.
So, cool. Charlie Daniels, so I'm not singing it. Okay? God bless America. Again, it's just every time we've had a crisis, we've always got together.
Yes.
Okay? We've always got together. And it goes to show that, if I'm not for a particular president at this particular time, or I am, I'm still proud. I'm still proud of our president. I'm still proud of all the Congress people, because it's this country. I may not agree with them, and I may not, and I may think, boy, that's dumb, but U.S. Congress, U.S. Senate, state senators, state representatives, members of a body, members of city council, selectmen, anybody who got voted by American citizens, got voted in by my fellow countrymen. I have to respect that. Doesn't mean I have to vote for it, I'll have to like it, but you have to have that respect. You have to have that, in my opinion. You just can't go off the rails. And there's some real buttes out there, but you may look at one senator and the guy's like, this guy's a train wreck. But maybe the train wreck got a couple issues that you like about, but he can have a whole hodgepodge of issues that is good for other people that you don't know about. You just know what affects you or what you see on TV, and the media doesn't do any justice. They're in the business to divide us, the mainstream media. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? I really think so. I really think so. That's money's in that. Money's in conflict, but to me, that doesn't represent my elected officials.
And
I think I went a little too much.
We're gonna get Chuck in.
Chuck,
what about that meeting off the coast of Malta, December 3rd, 1989?
I don't know what year it was, but Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Ronald Reagan said that. I just want to piggyback on what Don just said, because that was brilliant. That was passionate and brilliant. And I'm a history teacher. I was born a history teacher. My high school history teacher made me a history teacher. I had civics in 9th grade. I think it's a big mistake we're making in this country, moving away from teaching our young people the values of being in America. This country has always struggled. We saw it when you talked about Jefferson and Adams not getting along. It's been going on for hundreds of years. I think it's what defines us, what makes us a great nation. And what you just said is so true. I don't have to agree with my congressman. I don't have to agree with my congresswoman or the president of the United States. But to me, that position is a very important position, and I honor the position. As far as Malta and Ronald Reagan meeting with Gorbachev, I personally think I love Ronald Reagan. Your dad and I were coming of age when Ronald Reagan was president, and my most vivid memory of him is when the Spaceship Challenger with Krista McCall, the teacher, blew up, and he addressed the nation, and he spoke right to school children.
Right.
Spoke to people your father's age, my age, and younger.
I was in school. I was in the 12th grade. My shop teacher, Mr. Luano, came out and said the shuttle blew up.
And then he addressed the nation. It's one of the most powerful and passionate speeches.
I watched it in school.
Yeah, I did too.
I watched it.
But as far as Malta and Gorbachev, I really think that Ronald Reagan and Mikhail Gorbachev were able to do some wonderful things. Absolutely. We need to get back to and I'll be done in 30 seconds. We need to get back to getting along and talking about things. And just because we disagree, and Tip O'Neill was able to do it with Ronald Reagan, and Bill Clinton was able to do it with the former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, and they were able to pass sweeping legislation. Right. We've got to get back to those days where it doesn't matter, because you said it, they are our fellow Americans, and we can agree to disagree, and we can disagree with passion and love for one another, and that's what's so important. But I love Mikhail Gorbachev and Ronald Reagan. So
yeah, as far as that, it was very important in history. It was very important in history to have that, and we do need to put our diplomatic shoes back on. Henry Kissinger passed away this week. He was 100. Okay, now. That guy was a diplomat, okay? He was a diplomat. He did a lot. He brokered the ceasefire, Yom Kippur War, 1973. That could have turned into a nuclear war. Ukraine, they got to get the peace going. They got to stop the killing there. And as far as Israel and Gaza, you got to, I don't know, the hate has to stop. I mean, it's just. Build up, the Gaza Strip could be beautiful. It's on the Mediterranean. That could be Club Med. That really could be. People could be flying in there, and it could be as nice as Jamaica, or nice as the Bahamas, or whatever. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Europe got over it after World War II, of that ideology. Japan got over it, okay, in my opinion. And look at Japan, look at Germany, look at Europe. Yeah. Okay? But it seems like Europe always sometimes goes into a quagmire, like Bosnia-Herzegovina back in the 80s. That was nasty. We didn't expect that to happen. Now, going on in Ukraine? Yeah. So, I don't know. It's just, we need to spend more money on people, not war. It's just everyone's just, in my opinion, everyone's just gun-ho to fight. And just, until it comes to you, or, you have a son. Yeah, I have a son. In the Army. He's in the Army. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very afraid for him, because I don't think in the history of the world we're closer to nuclear war than we are today. We're very, very close to nuclear war. And whether it's coming from Russia or from the Iranians trying to get it, or the North Korea shooting missiles out, it's a very scary time to live. But like you said, we are a resilient world, we're a resilient country. Yeah. And you said something else, and then I don't want to digress, but you mentioned the media. I think there's enough tangible information that what you said is fact. It's not theory, it's fact. That the media is driven by drama and chaos. And if it doesn't bleed, it doesn't lead. And that's the problem. Right. And we need to, I'm not saying the media is fake news. What I'm saying is what you said is very accurate. Right. It's about money, Don. It's about, and Joe. Well, and people can get on it so much, too. Yeah. I mean, it's of course, I've heard it from representatives. I've heard it from, like, a small talk show host is like the future. Yeah. Because you just got normal people. We're just three normal people who live in the Taunton.
Well, I'm normal. I don't know about you two.
And we have a little show, and some people listen to it, but we don't really talk politics, but it's just a common sense situation. It's just, People don't, it's Christmas time. You don't want to see people dying on, but it's just, I don't know. I mean, you don't know if you're being manipulated by looking at some of this footage.
Yeah,
I mean, you could do so much. I mean, an 8-year-old could turn an iPhone into something you don't know about.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do stuff on the iPhone and that I could never do.
Well, this AI, this artificial intelligence is scary stuff to me. It's like, I like progress and stuff, but it's over my pay grade, but all of this stuff is just, but I think you're right. I think this, what Joey does here, what you guys do here is like phenomenal.
Okay. If I'm president, I'm going to write a law. Black rotary phones. That's it. That's all you get.
All right.
Okay, because Frank Cannon, the Cannon had a nice phone. He had a car phone. It was a car phone.
Now, Joe, you don't know Frank Cannon, but of all the detectives, he was my favorite. I mean, there was
Robert Conrad.
Yes, he was, but Cannon was my favorite detective.
Right.
Probably because he's like me, a big, heavy-set guy that's like always getting,
Frank
fat
Cannon.
jokes. Always fat jokes.
No, but Frank
John,
Cannon.
John, you have to admit, after he would leave the bar or something, there'd be some guy pick up the phone. Hey, there's a big fat guy in here asking a lot of questions.
But before we get to our birthdays and passings today, let's do two PSAs here. First one, Theater One presents another great play. This one's called Shangri-La. Come join the fun with Theater One as 4 talented actors, directed by Peg Holzmer, perform a stage reading of Shangri-La by Needham playwright Nancy Temple, followed by a Q&A session between playwright and audience. This is going to be located at the Mitchell Memorial Club at 29 Elm Street in Middleboro, Sunday, December 17th, so 2 weeks from today, 2 weeks from this afternoon, Sunday, December 17th at 2 p.m., doors opening at 1:30, all tickets are $10, no reservations and cash only, so it's $10 for all tickets. Theater One also collects food donations at all of our events for the Sacred Heart Food Pantry, serving the towns of Carver, Rochester, Lakeville, and
Given. That's
Thank you. It's a great PSA.
Yeah.
Just real 30 seconds. I think what you and your dad do here, Joey, is a community service. You're really doing a service to a community that's growing. Middleboro is a growing community,
yes,
so it's growing population-wise, and lots of good things are happening in that downtown area. So keep doing what you're doing, because getting the word out is so important.
Well, you know what? Middleboro's been good to us.
Yeah.
Been good to Joey. School systems are great. Teachers were awesome growing up. Most of them, 90% of them. Can't say all of them were good, but 90% of the teachers were just unbelievable. Stellar teachers, stellar everything. Everything's in-house. I love the idea of most of the stuff in Middleboro is in-house. I love the idea of in-house and not outsourcing.
And we got the Taunton Lodge of Elks, 150, honoring all those who served and currently serve. Veterans and currently enlisted military members are invited to join the Elks for lunch every third Wednesday of each month. The third Wednesday of this month is December the 20th. That will be at noontime, December 20th, at the Elks Lodge in the Industrial Park, which is located at 775 John Quincy Adams Road in Taunton. Lunch is provided free of charge and no reservations are needed. For more information, please call 508-824-1500 or email mail@tauntonelks.org. And our birthdays and passings for our Today in History. We did our Today in History just a minute ago. But our birthday is 1838, Cleveland Abbey. While director of the Cincinnati Observatory in Cincinnati, Ohio, he developed a system of telegraphic weather reports, daily weather maps, and weather forecasts. In 1870, Congress established the U.S. Weather Bureau and inaugurated the use of daily weather forecasts. In recognition of his work, Abbey, who was often referred to as Old Probability for his reliability in his forecasts, was appointed the first head of this new service. So, his birthday is today. He's a very important figure in the meteorological world. In the NASCAR world, Bobby Allison's birthday is today. Bobby Allison, American race car driver and businessman. He is he's 86 today, or he's still alive. I think he's still alive. Hold on, let me check that. Yes, he's still alive. He is 86 today. So happy birthday to Bobby Allison. Happy birthday to Ozzy.
How old is Ozzy today?
He is 75 today.
75. They're all about the same age. Naomi, Ozzy, Geezer, Bill. They're all about.
Ozzy and I had the same exact surgery, two cervical spines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he and I had his first one was botched terribly though, but his second one I think hopefully went a little bit
Yeah, but the
better.
guy's loaded, and he got the botched surgery.
And I believe, yeah, imagine that. He could get the access to the best and the brightest in the world, and they botched it. And I believe he has Parkinson's. I think he was diagnosed with Parkinson's.
Yeah, he has a different kind of Parkinson's.
You know he's had it because he's up. Even 10 years ago when he did the Osbournes, he was kind of a mess. But then he gets on stage and sings.
You can
his goal was
hear
to
pretty
get
clearly when he sings.
His goal was to get back on the stage after they botched the surgery. After they did another surgery, so hopefully he's on the mend.
Well, I mean they worked. When they put their Union album out or whatever, or their album 13. They were on the stage. They toured for 3 years straight, and Tony Iommi was getting over lymphoma too at the same time.
Yes.
So I mean, he thought he was a goner, and he says, "Well, let's get this album done." They did it kind of fast
because they had just lost Ryan James Dio.
from a couple years for stomach cancer. Well, I guess he was 2012. So it's 2 years later. Ronnie James Dio died in 2010. But
And our other birthday we have is 1949. Mickey Thomas, American singer-songwriter, best known for the lead, one of the lead vocalists, because there were many, of Jefferson Starship and Starship, Don.
Yeah,
So that's a pretty big one.
I mean, he put, in my opinion, he put Jefferson Starship on the map with Jane and those songs. Yeah, I mean, Jefferson Airplane was a different kind of band, in my opinion. They were psychedelic, folk, whatnot. And then when Yomer and Jack Cassidy moved on and started Hot Tuna, they brought in Mickey and Mickey Thomas, and he really made that band, in my opinion, Jefferson Starship. As far as Starship, it was a lot of ballads, a lot of nice songs that at that particular time I wasn't really into. But I mean, Grace Slick stayed with them.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's got to give them kudos for staying in,
They did have a minor hit with Sarah. There was a minor hit there in the 80s, I believe it was.
That's the one was, I can't sing. I can't.
No.
It's copyright.
Planes. That was a minor hit.
Well, that was Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah, Jefferson Airplane.
But Mickey wasn't part of that.
No?
No, he wasn't part of that was the original Jefferson Airplane, 1989. I put that
There's
out.
so many iterations of.
Well, that was Starship. When Jefferson Airplane broke up, turned into Jefferson Starship, and members from Jefferson Airplane went in, and then he was picked up as a singer.
And they're still around.
Technically, the lead singer.
The band is still around.
Technically, the lead singer.
Yeah.
In a way, Grace Slick and himself, because no one else really sang. It was weird to have Paul Kantner sing on that 1989 Jefferson Airplane. But they all did something, and the album's pretty good.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
And they got that minor hit on that album, Planes, and that's a really good one.
Yeah.
And so you got that. All right, you got passings on this day. 1999, Scatman John, American singer, songwriter, and pianist. Very good singer. He's kind of unique. I like him for sure. He's got a couple of different hits. Pretty big and pretty important part of my childhood. I listened to him quite a bit when I was younger. 2015, Scott Weiland of Stone Temple Pilots passed away on this day, 8 years ago today, in 2015. Scott Weiland, again, singer-songwriter. This lead singer of Stone Temple Pilots. Stone Temple Pilots just are an amazing band. They got their most important album, which I believe was one of their first ones, but they got other ones too. They got other great songs and albums in their discography. It's not just the one that everybody knows. They're a really good band. They've worked with some great people as well when it comes to doing collaborations with people. They've worked with some great people. All right, let's take our last commercial break. When we come back, we are going to do our sports to finish the day off, the show, and we'll be right back here on WVBF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM, Middleboro In Review.
It's too bad they have such strict copyright laws.
Yeah, we gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it, I understand.
I mean,
I wanted to sing.
Mark will get a letter.
I wanted to sing
you know what
Sarah.
I mean?
Yes.
No.
Sarah.
We'll get a letter.
Yeah, Mark will get a letter.
Mark
He'll
will
get
get a
we'll be
letter.
getting a phone call.
And you will get a
A
phone
very
call.
angry phone call. You know what I mean?
Very angry.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He things need to run smooth. You know what I mean? He counts on him to do the right thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, there's like certain people you cannot come in here. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not worth the risk. So I shouldn't bring Eric Dunn.
Don't be nice to his name. Go on Facebook. You know what I mean?
It's gonna go on Facebook.
What? Oh, I would
It's
never
gonna go on
mention his name.
Facebook.
Yeah, but
Don't
that
mention
went
his
over
name.
Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah.
I didn't know that. Sorry, Eric.
Yeah.
I do like you though,
Yeah,
very
no.
much. And I like your dad.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, that's something I had to learn too. When I first started, I was cussing a storm, and Joey's like, "You're still on Facebook."
All right, I feel better. I
Technically,
haven't cussed.
technically, we're off the air, so I mean,
Right.
Facebook's Facebook.
I don't think
But I
I've
mean,
edited that. I don't
still
think I've
authoritative
edited. I don't think I've
station.
even edited those out. I think you
No,
have.
no.
I don't think I've ever edited those
No, we
out.
never
I gotta
did.
go back and like edit those out, like physically edit those
Nah,
out.
it's too late to edit those out. I've cleaned
It's
up my
not too
act.
late.
Well, they can find out that I cleaned my act up.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we set up a podcasting thing and I want my shows on the website.
Right.
We have a website.
Right.
I gotta clean that up.
Eric, you know, I'm not sure if Eric listens to his Facebook thing. He might hear that.
I'm sure.
Well, if you do, I like Eric. I like his
I
dad
like him
too.
too.
Have your father call me, Eric. I gave you the number.
Yeah.
On a sticky note at the Middleboro Library about a year ago.
Right.
I knew he, I knew
I
he
mean,
was
the
5
kid's
years
got a
old.
beautiful broadcasting voice.
Yeah, he does.
He really does. He
He
just
does.
needs to. He's got to just gotta go to charm school when
Yeah.
it comes to
Yes.
learn how. I mean, I'm surprised. I didn't think I would be able to do this. When I asked Tony, I said, "Can I be his coach?" He said, "Absolutely." But, you know, he's gonna be-
Radio is a very tough
Right.
thing to learn.
You have a very likable personality.
But
Both
I
of you,
mean-
you both have likable personalities.
I mean, I only got yelled at once by the program director because I said Radio Land, and you're not supposed to say Radio Land.
Why?
I don't know. He
I
explained
don't
it to
know
me, and I
either.
still
I
don't.
need to like have a list of things like a.
No, he said something and it made sense, but I didn't get it. So I just tell you what, I'm stuck in saying it. I got yelled at. I only got yelled at once by the program
I
director.
can pull Howard Stern what he went through.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and 0.
Are we gonna
And we're back. As, Turn the
there you go.
music down. There we go. And the
triple,
on the air button down.
Yeah.
Since,
Hey,
that's causing some echo.
we got a minute to talk about Swampscott.
I really want to
Probably
get
not.
to my sports.
Okay.
So let's just
Maybe next
wait
time
until
we'll
next
talk
week.
about-
You're not going to talk about Swampscott? I mean, Dave Portnoy is from Swampscott. I could give you a list of people. You know Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports.
Yes.
I went to Hebrew school with that young man, so we got Dave Portnoy. We have a list of very successful people from Swampscott.
Well, real quick, Joey, 20 seconds.
30 seconds.
We went to Rockport by the train, and
Really
again
good
they were
experience.
working on the tracks, so we had to take. What did we do? We took the Blue Line, and we took a bus from Wonderland all the way to
From Revere, Wonderland Revere. Did you do
Yeah.
Kelly's roast beef?
No, I told Joy a
No.
story that I went there by myself and I walked to Kelly's roast beef, and I had to go to that one. I couldn't go to the other ones. I couldn't go to the other places. I had to go to the original.
Yeah.
So we went up to, but got a real nice little train station there.
It's beautiful. It's historic. It's a historic building.
So it was
And they had a train that went off years ago. You can research this. They had a major train collision there, like many, many moons ago.
Well, Rockport, that ride's beautiful. I haven't done it in a while, and they've been doing some signal work, and the train flies north of Swampscott.
Well,
Yeah.
let's transition quick from Swampscott to Salem, because I know Salem was
I was
in the
gonna say about
MIAA, and they didn't do very well. But I know my good friends, the last thing, I know Fairhaven beat Salem
All right.
26-22.
All
We're
right,
gonna get
Joey,
to
go
that in a
ahead.
second.
All right.
I was gonna say
What
about
was yours,
Salem.
Senator?
I was gonna say about Salem. It was warm all day, right? And we get to Salem and it's freezing. But all right, we'll get to our sports here. Division 1 first. We're going to go in order. St. John's Prep and Severian, a classic. In my opinion, it is a classic. Probably will go down as the best Division 1, division MIAA state title game this year. is St. John's Prep and Xaverian. What a matchup between the two. The second of two matchups, they've been faced off on Thanksgiving. Believe St. John's Prep won that one. Xaverian winning this one, 31-25. Some late game things going on in that game too. Very good game. King Philip defeating Marshfield 42-14. They kind of came in and annihilated Marshfield pretty much. 42-14. Kind of a tough result for Marshfield, but King Philip was very strong in that game. Milton defeated Walpole 42-21. Pretty big game there for Milton.
Can I say something really quick?
Yes.
It all goes back to Swampscott. Steve Dombowski, the head coach of Milton, took Swampscott, Massachusetts to 2 or 3 Super Bowls. Steve, if you're listening, this is Chuck Hard. I was an offensive lineman when you were in the backfield. Steve was a sophomore. He was an incredible football player. When his brother went to UNH, he went to UMass Amherst, but he's the coach of Milton, turned that whole program around. But his coaching career started in Swampscott. And Super Bowls in Swampscott, now Super Bowls in Milton. Congratulations, Steve Dombowski.
Duxbury scored a MIAA Super Bowl record 62 points against Scituate, beating Scituate 62-33. Scituate scored a lot of points. It just was not enough points. Duxbury scored twice as much. Duxbury really fought hard in this one, and they beat Tewksbury in the Final Four. Scituate beating Grafton in the Final Four. Foxborough in pretty much their home stadium. I mean,
Home field advantage, right? They should have played that at maybe BU.
It's pretty much their home field. Defeating Hanover 48-21. This wasn't really a game that was close at all. A lot of these were not close. The one that was close, though, was Fairhaven and Salem. It's 26-22. I think there was some late game heroics there as well. Fairhaven had a really good game against Salem. Salem fought hard in that game. They kept in it. Just wasn't enough. Fairhaven beat Salem. That was Division 6. Division 7, Uxbridge and Amesbury. Not competitive. 42-16. Uxbridge came in there and dominated. And probably the biggest blowout of the weekend. And again, congratulations to all these teams. You know, they fought hard. You know, just some of these teams didn't get the result that they wanted. And Carver is probably the most disappointed about the results, especially because of the Final Four. They came in and defeated Hoosick Valley 44-0. And West Boylston defeated Cathedral 36-0. And then for Carver to get beat by West Boylston like that, and it was a 41-7 loss for Carver. It must be very disappointing for Carver.
A lot of South Shore teams, though, pretty much. Hanover, Scituate, Carver. Those are the 3 anyway. Got one on the other side.
Yep. So congratulations to all the MIAA Super Bowl champions. Congratulations to all the teams that were opposite of them too.
Yeah, well, it's a big deal to make it that
That's
point.
a huge deal.
I mean, they got to play.
at Foxborough.
I mean, that's a dream come true to any football
It really
player.
is. It really
Imagine.
is.
You said you played football.
I did. I played for Swampscott High School.
Okay, so I mean, imagine playing
Yeah,
a Super Bowl
I couldn't.
I mean,
couldn't.
back then it was Sullivan Stadium.
It was.
Back then.
Yeah.
And
But
I remember
imagine,
when it was Schaefer Stadium before Sullivan Stadium. Remember
Right.
that? Yeah, I can't imagine, as a former high school football player, and thank you for doing that. Thank you for recognizing.
now, who was your rival on Thanksgiving?
Marblehead. In fact, this year they celebrated 114 years. It's the 114th time that Swampscott played Marblehead. Imagine that.
You know where they played this year?
They played in, I know Marblehead won, and I think they played in Marblehead. My senior year, we won 14-0.
Was Marblehead a good team?
They were. When I
Was
played
it back and forth? I remember you guys.
when my high school game when we played on Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
we beat them 14-0.
How many times did you play on Thanksgiving? I mean, both senior and
I played
junior.
my junior and senior year. Yeah,
Okay,
my
so
sophomore was on special teams.
Okay, so for Thanksgiving you were put in on your junior and senior.
Yeah, correct. Right, and it's interesting. My junior year we played in Marblehead, it was a snow game. We had about 3 inches of snow, and Marble had beat us 6-0. And my senior year, it used to be the traditional Northeastern Conference, really powerful conference, including Beverly and Salem and Gloucester. And we beat Marble, that we knocked them out of winning the NEC championship 14-0. Marble had the Magicians against the Swampscott Big Blue.
The Severian St. John's Pep game on Thanksgiving, that was for a title. So that was a big
Well, it's
deal.
good. Well, at least we have somebody here who was a football player.
It's very meaningful to me that I think.
Especially on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
too.
well, when you were saying that, I mean, I think going to that football game on Thanksgiving is so meaningful. It's such a tradition.
It is a tradition.
I don't know if it's a tradition in other states,
Especially for
but
the players.
it is. It's so
because
special.
you earned yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we gotta go. Thank you so much,
thank you,
Chuck.
Hey, Joey and Don, thank you for the privilege and honor of being here.
Thank you so much, Chuck, and we'll see you again next month. January
Oh
6th,
yeah, and
2024.
next week.
2024.
Next week we have a special guest.
We have a special guest next week, yes. So it's Barry Sanders, City Councilor Barry Sanders.
Right.
He's a great guy.
Yeah,
Good football player too.
He's coming to the studio. I can't wait.
I might come in. I might hide at that window and bang on the window. I really like that. Barry Sanders is a cool dude.
Yeah.
I know you guys don't talk a lot of politics, but he's really funny. I love funny people, and he's quick-witted and he's funny, he's one of my favorite people.
No, he's and I'm sure Taunton is blessed to have him on the city.
Absolutely.
Council.
Even though I don't live in Taunton, I left
smart
Taunton
person.
10 years ago, 12 years ago. Barry Sanders is smart. He's eloquent. He's you know what he is also? He's just a nice kindness. He's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
I didn't take him up to that ice cream place, Joyful Ice Cream.
We definitely got to go.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, and we'll be back next week with Barry Sanders. Bye-bye, everybody.
He's a great dude.
Yeah.
I really like Barry Sanders. He's very inspiring. He finished lower than I thought he was going to finish during the election. I thought he was going to be. I had him predicted, because I follow Taunton politics, and I love the city of Taunton politics. I had him in the top 5, but I think he might have been like 9.
It was weird. I mean,
he didn't finish 9th.
7th or 8th, maybe.
7th or 8th.
I had him in the top 5 because I think he's just. That's what I had.
How many elections did he win so far? I mean,
I think this might be his 3rd, maybe.
So what is it? 4 years?
No, it's 2 years.
Bye, everybody.
It's